Hi everyone, this is Théo Mahy-Ma-Somga at the Sunday Storyteller Club, and we are back with a new episode. Today we are going to talk about the founder trap in 2025. Every founder starts with a dream, an idea, a vision, a promise to themselves. If I build this, I will finally be free. But somewhere between the first spark and the first investor call, freedom becomes another cage. You start the company to own your time. And suddenly, the company owns you. You built the machine, and now you're trapped inside it. I called it the founder trap. It's that invisible prison where ambition and anxiety become indistinguishable, where you confuse motion for meaning and growth for worth and attention for love. The trap doesn't show up overnight. It happens quietly, one justified compromise at a time. I will rest after the launch. I will slow down when the team is stable. I will reconnect when revenue hits 1 million. Except it never happens, because the goalpost always moves. And the more you achieve, the emptier it feels. Because what you are really chasing isn't success, it's relief. Relief from the belief that if you stop, you disappear. The truth is, most founders don't burn out because they work too hard. They burn out because they build the wrong story around who they are. Somewhere along the way, I run a company turns into I am the company. You stop being a person who creates things and become a thing that must perform. That's when the anxiety starts to whisper. If this fails, I fail. If I slow down, they will forget me. If I rest, someone else will overtake me. And that voice doesn't go away. It just changes language. It calls itself drive. It calls itself vision. It calls itself discipline. But it's not any of those things. It's fear, dressed in productivity. Here's the psychology of the trap. When you start a company, you create a second self. Let's call it the founder identity. At first, that identity protects you. It gives you focus, energy, a sense of direction. But if you don't manage it, it consumes the real you. Because the founder identity doesn't want peace, it wants proof. Proof that you are worthy, proof that you are relevant, proof that all the sacrifices meant something. And the more proof it gets, the more it needs. It's a hunger that doesn't end. I have met founders who sold their companies for millions, and within months they were depressed. Not because they lost purpose, but because they lost the pain that gave them identity. Without the struggle, they didn't know who they were anymore. That's the deepest level of the trap. You don't just chase success, you get addicted to suffering. You think you're building freedom, but what you're really building is dependency on the very system you thought you escaped. So how do you get out? Well, the answer isn't like work-life balance. Balance is just another word for guilt. The answer is detachment. You have to learn to work from your identity, not for it. And here's how. Step 1, separate the voice. There is the builder and there is the being. The builder chases goals. The being observes. Start listening to both. When you feel anxious, ask, is this my business talking or me? Step 2. Redefine success. Stop measuring growth only in numbers. Measure it in peace, energy, and truth. Step 3. Reclaim space. Create rituals that remind you that you existed before the business. The gym, the walk, the writing, the family dinner. These are not breaks. They are acts of rebellion against the trap. Because the goal was never to build a company. The goal was to build a life. And if the company grows while your life shrinks, you didn't build a business. You built a cage with a logo. There is a point in every founder's journey when they have to choose between growth and grace. The trap tells you they are opposites, but they are not. Growth is what you build. Grace is how you build it. So here is my reminder. You are not your product. You are not your revenue. You're not your brand. You're the story behind it. And that story existed before anyone ever paid attention. One day the company will change, evolve, maybe even end, but you will still be here. The founder is temporary. The human is permanent. This was Théo Mahy-Ma-Somga with the Sunday Storyteller Club. Think about it. Take care of yourself. And ask yourself, am I building freedom or am I building another cage? See you next time. Bye.